We've got some details on DC's plans for the Justice League movie.
We talk about Ouya, the game console that's taking Kickstarter by storm.
And Michael Fassbender is involved in the Assassin's Creed movie. I wish he was involved with me. This episode of Pretty Much It is brought to you by...
Guess what, folks? I found a brand new YouTube channel from the creator of The Avengers, The Spider-Man, and The X-Men. And his name is Stanley... We got a last name on him? I'm being told it's just Stanley.
How would you like to see Spider-Man whoop Superman's ass?
Whoa, Stan, watch your language, please. I'm more of a Captain Planet man myself. Fire, wind, water, heart, and the black guy. This new channel, World of Heroes, is fully dedicated to amazing stories, incredible heroes. You just gotta go check it out and subscribe if you love my man, Stan the Man. Oh, boy. Guess I don't know my own superpowers. Whoops.
Today is Friday, July 13th, and if anyone's paying attention, today is actually Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Three unsuspecting and handsome young gentlemen, one considerably less handsome than the other two, find themselves talking about movies and video games. What they have yet to discover is that almost none of this week's news is positive. You are about to take a journey with our three heroes as they discover that they have crossed over from the world they know into the Pretty Much It zone. Welcome to Pretty Much It. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, but let's get through some really quick announcements. First of all, as usual, down in the info are links to our Facebook and Twitter, as well as all of this week's reviews. We had reviews of Red Lights, The Imposter, The Walking Dead issue number 100, and also the first 5 issues of Peter Panzerfaust.
The what?
Also down in the info are links to everything we're going to talk about, so if it's a trailer or a poster, an image, anything like that, the links are down in the info. And also linked down in the info is a link to beobscure.com where I sell t-shirts that I designed.
Oh.
And we've got a couple things to say here real quick. First of all, if this looks familiar to you, BAM!
It's Spider-Man, but...
Spider-Man's eyes, as well as... BAM!
It's a Prometheus thing.
Prometheus crew. As you know, those shirts were discontinued. They're sold out. However, so many people were upset about this that I've decided for one more week they will be available. So this is your very last chance to get them if you're interested. And the reason I'm doing this is because I feel bad. The new shirt designs are pushed off a week.
Oh no, Eric.
I'm sorry about that, but trust me, they are worth the wait. And of course, also available still is, wherever it is, the shawarma shirt, the one that started it all. Oh, daddy-o. And finally, of course, before we get into the news, along the bottom of the screen is our Choose Your News feature, patent pending.
Magic.
And all you have to do is click along the bottom of the screen to the different annotations, click around through the video to whatever you're interested in, or, of course, if you want to be a cool cat, cool kid, then you can just watch the whole thing.
You should do that. Do that one.
So the first bit of movie news we have for you this week is a 13-minute featurette released for The Dark Knight Rises, which I ain't touching.
Now, it's just like a 13-minute clip?
No, it's a
like
13-minute like kind of interview featurette sort of thing.
Right.
I'm not watching it. It's so close right around the corner. I don't care. Only a fool would watch this.
I watched it.
So...
Hey, you know what? It didn't show much of any spoilers or anything new.
Let's just put a big picture of a butt right over Jake's face right now. Do it! Do it!
Is there a butt there?
I didn't put it. You just look like an idiot. Moving on, we've got some Comic-Con news for you, but nothing huge yet because Comic-Con only just started at the time that we filmed this. We filmed this show on Thursday nights, and Comic-Con only just started today.
What a
So, we will be doing a sort of 0.5 episode of Pretty Much It, an in-between, if you will, on Sunday. So make sure you check that out. We're going to talk
Mark
about
your
all the stuff from
calendars.
Comic-Con, and it's really too much to wait until next week. We need to cover it on Sunday. So you will see us again on Sunday. But we do have a couple of small things that already have come out, whether it's something that was released at the very beginning of Comic-Con or people maybe saw them on the show floor, preview night, whatever. We do have some teaser posters for The Hobbit, which, yeah, it's Gandalf, whatever.
Yeah, normal Hobbit stuff.
We also have a teaser poster for Pacific Rim, which gives us our only look so far at Pacific Rim.
So it's like a giant robot? It's like fight.
It's basically giant robots fighting aliens, as far as I know. But
so it's like Godzilla.
I guess. I don't, but it's Guillermo del Toro. I like him. However, I do have some very bad news to talk about towards the end of this news segment, so I will... About Pacific Rim. Yep.
Oh, no!
We'll talk about it in a
had
few
hopes
minutes.
For that.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, my hopes and dreams. Jake, I'm blaming you.
And we also have a poster for Item 47, which, if you guys don't remember, is the Marvel one-shot. We talked about it last week, I think.
Yeah, we did. The poster looks really, really
It's
cool.
an awesome poster, yeah. Now, Comic-Con, of course, is notorious for having kind of the launch of viral marketing campaigns. And so we do have 2 of those to talk about. I'm sure there are more, but these are the 2 big ones we're going to talk about right now. First off is RoboCop. We'll talk about that one first because I'm more excited about the other ones.
Oh, I know nothing about this
wait.
one.
What'd you say? You're more excited for not RoboCop?
Correct. Now look, RoboCop, you're excited for it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so excited.
I really don't care. Do you?
No.
I don't care. Sorry, I'm so sorry, pal. but I
RoboCop
don't
is my
really care.
favorite movie ever.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
like, okay, why don't you just watch that?
Why don't you just pop in RoboCop?
I'm
pal?
just happy that it's relevant again, and this looks
Really
promising.
not. No, just because it's being made doesn't mean it's relevant again.
Jake, it's your fault that these movies keep getting made.
It is.
It's
It totally
your
is.
fault.
But it does look really promising, the little viral website.
The
they
viral
put out.
marketing is cool.
I know
It's
nothing
cool.
about it, so explain it to me in like a couple of sentences.
It's basically, it's a very simple viral marketing. It's just done nicely. It's as simple as our new product line. What is it, Omnicorp?
Yeah, we
Our
have
new product
OCP.
line, and it's like we have this, and upcoming soon is our RC2000, blending human and robot technology. I get it,
wonder what that
RoboCop.
means.
Yeah. But the viral marketing that I am way more excited for, and you, I hope, are more excited for as well, is Elysium.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Now, this
that's pretty
viral
neat.
marketing is awesome. Did you sign up?
I think
Quote
I did.
unquote. I think I did too. I don't know.
I
Honestly, this viral marketing is very corporate because at the bottom it says like copyright Sony Pictures, and a good viral marketing doesn't put any of that because you want to make it seem real.
I thought
so.
it also gave a very good hint about the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you don't click the like buttons fast enough, they're like, oh, your enthusiasm wasn't fast enough to click the like button. Like, this would be noted.
cool.
But if you would like to sign up yourself, definitely check out itsbetterupthere.com, that's really cool.
Yeah,
and also down in the info, click the link to check out the promotional materials at Comic-Con. There's this awesome little like booth.
thing,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
cool little kiosk. It's awesome. Definitely check it out.
I could be.
Yeah, next year, maybe next year. Moving on, we've got some Justice League news. Now, we don't have a lot of news about the movie itself, but we do in the sense that sort of the plan is starting to come out of like what DC is going to do leading up to the movie, and that will lead into a little discussion of the movie. But let's start off with the first bit of news that we actually do have is that Man of Steel will apparently be DC's only movie for the next 3 years.
Well, why do you think that?
I don't know. I would assume it's because the next one they'll do after that is Batman. Like, you know how they're rebooting Batman? Which we
Yeah,
don't, let's
God.
not even talk
Yeah,
about
that's-
that. That is upsetting as hell.
That
It's just
is
embarrassing.
no.
They really screwed up big time. As great as
yeah.
Nolan's movies are, they really screwed them in terms of the Justice League.
It looks like they have this giant plan, and I don't think it's gonna be any good.
3 years.
It's not
is too
going to come
long.
together until like 10 years from now.
I mean, like,
you
they're
said.
obviously trying to be like, Marvel and be like, oh, look how the Avengers did $1 billion bazillionaire. So
They want to like sort of
they
replicate
wanna-
that, but the problem
so,
is they
yeah.
have only 2 characters that have had movies in the last decade,
Yeah.
and one that's been good / successful.
Oh, God,
so
that's-
it's not.
Forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I don't even know what to think. But Man of Steel only won for 3 years, and then what? Let's talk about what we think on that. Do we think they
Okay.
should do a Flash movie? Do you think they should do an
No.
Aquaman movie?
No.
I don't think so either.
yeah.
So, do you think that they should just skip those guys and just make the Justice League movie?
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's gonna be shitty.
I'm not going to
Like,
care either way, I feel like, but
In 3 years, I feel like no one's gonna care. You know.
well, in 3 years, freaking like Avengers 2 will be coming out probably, right? Or is that like 5 years? I don't know.
I don't
It's-
know. I think this is just gonna fizzle out.
Yeah, I honestly don't think this movie's going to happen for like the foreseeable future. I'm talking like a decade,
Yeah.
for real. Because they really can't do anything. I could see rebooting all of them in like 10 or 15 years and trying it. But
At
I
that
don't
point,
know.
the thrill's gonna be gone. At that
Yeah.
point, you know.
I don't know. It's a very interesting concept, but I personally, I think they should just skip the Flash movies and stuff.
Yeah,
That's not going to make a movie.
Apparently, Flash movie was in the works, and
well,
they're like,
all
oh,
of them
it's
have been
like-
in the works. Wonder Woman's in the works.
It's like, the Flash is like as to the Dark Knight was the Batman. It's a gritty Flash.
Oh,
it's like,
of
what's he
course.
he's gonna run
Down
like,
alley, dark
grittily,
alleyways.
like,
Grittily, yeah.
grittily to run. It's like,
I don't know, but I kind of feel bad for DC, honestly.
Yeah, it sucks.
yeah, but it's not like they need the money.
No,
like
it's
they're-
not. But I mean, I guess I'd like to see what they do with that. With
I mean,
all
like
the
they
team
got
up, but-
Justice League cartoons. I mean, like,
and they've got that video game coming out with like all the
Yeah,
Justice League people.
which
I feel
looks
like they're
great.
better off just
Yeah.
forget the movies. Do
you
the
know
video
what?
games.
You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. The Justice League is like it's too cartoony. I don't think you can ever put that into a real world setting and be like.
But why the
is.
Avengers then? Why
Because
did that
like
work?
they grounded it in reality somewhat,
Okay.
you know.
So
like,
they did a good job of
yeah,
that. I see what you're saying.
I don't think
I
you
get
can
that.
do that with like Superman and Wonder Woman, you know. It
Yeah,
doesn't
it's different. You're right.
work.
It is kind of different.
Too fantastical.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
fantastical. I mean, like, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
Sorry, DC. Moving on from one potentially doomed superhero series of movies to another. Fantastic Four. Of course, this is a movie whose rights are unfortunately not with Marvel. They are with Fox. And we have news on not only Fantastic Four, but another property that is owned by Fox, unfortunately, Daredevil. We'll get to that in just a second.
Oh,
First
no.
off, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, we talked about, was going to be rebooted. Why? Because, same with Sony and Spider-Man, if they
money.
don't make a movie every
Yeah.
few years,
Oh,
they lose the
man.
rights.
Oh, okay.
It's
These
like-
movies are literally being rushed to keep the rights.
like
That's
shooting
it.
them
Nobody
foot
wants
in
to.
the
It's
contract.
it's like
Nobody wants it to happen. It has to happen only for corporate reasons.
This is like the definition of film being dead. It's like
Yeah.
there's just like there's no heart, there's no
Nope.
thought. It's just
Nope.
like for money.
Anyway, Fantastic Four, Josh Trank is officially working on it. The
Who
guy
is-
who did Chronicle.
That sucks.
I don't really know because...
no.
All the problems you had with it were more, I think, in the writing department than anything in the acting
I
department.
don't know. I thought everything about
You
that
know
movie
what?
was bad.
He's gonna have an appreciation for it. You know he is.
Who?
Josh Trank.
Oh, I thought you meant Mike.
No, yeah.
I was like, how do you know that? Yeah.
Josh Trank will be, but it's like what? They proved that a movie can't work already. It's like, how do you do it? It's like they already proved it doesn't work.
Apparently, this is going to be a different direction.
Oh god,
A whole new take.
A gritty Fantastic Four. It's like, get me the vial.
I don't know, but Josh Trank is officially doing it. We talked about it a while ago that he might be. He is officially doing it. So there you go. Now let's move on to Daredevil. Unfortunately, I'm sorry guys, but I got to take you down this road.
Hey, you know what? I love Daredevil.
Well,
Yeah, but like that's the thing that needs to stay in like comics.
well,
It's
listen.
like-
We had some good news about it.
Yeah,
David
David
Slade was
was
signed on to
awesome.
direct, and that was good news.
David
Yeah.
Slade-
Hard Candy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Twilight.
30 Days of Night. Don't talk about Twilight.
Okay.
That's a whole different story.
Oh,
It's
he
okay.
did?
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, damn, that's horrible.
It actually doesn't matter anyway because he is no longer signed on to direct.
Oh, well, why do we care?
But the Daredevil movie will be happening because
Oh, boy.
Fox loses the rights this fall. That's how quickly this thing has to happen.
Wow. Jeez.
Should we even do pretty much it anymore?
I
Like,
think,
what
should
is-
we even live anymore?
What's the point? Like, let's just go home.
I feel like this whole segment we were just kind of like we're jaded now because we had such a great summer of like pinnacle of superhero movies.
like
And-
movies that happened for good reasons, like
Yeah.
The Avengers, The Dark Knight Rises, stuff like that.
And
Yeah,
now
I
it's all
agree.
like garbage and crap we don't
Like
care
embarrassing
about. And people
stuff.
trying to catch up.
Just commercial garbage. It's like, ugh.
Well, let's move on to something else that is, well, yeah, you're not going to be happy about it, I
Oh,
guess.
man.
Oz, the
I
great
mean,
and powerful.
It's not that I'm not happy about it. I know nothing. I don't know not to be happy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So right now you don't know.
I don't
You haven't
know.
gone down
I
the
don't know.
bad or good lane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause, like, I know Sam Raimi, but it's also like Wizard of Oz.
And then it's like, might be trying to replicate like the Alice in Wonderland success.
Yeah, I think a picture
Success.
was recently released from a magazine. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
It showed a character, and like she was in an enchanted forest with a magical cane.
Well,
and,
what we've
like-
got for you guys is some set footage. It's like set footage and also like an interview. I think it was with E, who there was like this obnoxious D-bag guy asking James Franco and Mila Kunis questions, and he was a tool. But if you can get past him, it shows you little glimpses of what the movie's going to be like. And I gotta say, I'm actually kind of underwhelmed because it kind of just looks like
Yeah,
the obvious. Well,
yeah.
no, it just looks like the obvious of what you'd expect,
Wow.
and nothing super interesting. But
Wow.
I guess it's kind of hard to tell just
I
from
didn't
set
really,
footage and stuff.
I didn't really expect anything, to be honest.
With Sam Raimi,
Like-
I expected it to be something different, but I don't know. I
But
guess.
then- With the cast, I'm like, who the hell is
He's much better in like his horror element. To
I
be
guess.
honest.
Yeah.
Like he's.
But
got,
that's what I expected, though. Some sort of little element of that. It's supposed to
Wizard
be a
of
little
Oz.
darker. Big fucking whoop in 2012.
Oh,
something
God.
is darker. But I don't know. If you want to check out this set footage, so far we're very just underwhelmed by everything this week, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It
like
gets
this-
better.
The sleepy flower field is filled with landmines in this one. So it's like
Gritty.
Is that true? You
very
can confirm that?
No, yeah, I was just making a goof.
But let's move on to some news that is actually really, really great. They're rebooting / doing a sequel of Vacation starring Ed Helms.
God, that's not great.
Oh God, this is like the worst news of the day so far.
This is a horrible episode of Pretty Much It. Like,
This is awful.
If I was just watching this and I would just stop watching.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Ed Helms, is
Yeah.
going to be playing Rusty. the sun. It's like a reboot/sequel in the way that
he's
Tron was a reboot/sequel, where it works as a sequel technically because it's an advancement of the story,
But it's the only
but
thing.
you could just come into it right here.
Okay.
When I read that Ed Helms was in it, like, Ed Helms works, I like him on The Office. He works in some things, but in this, it's like, this is going to be like Ed Helms the movie. Like, he's the same in every movie, so this is just going to ruin it.
Oh man, that's awful.
God. Even if Chevy Chase makes a cameo, it's just even maybe worse.
Why would you? That's such a perfect movie. It's like you can't. It's like that's kind of like on the border of like making a Back to the Future remake.
The best way they could do this is if they just made it with Chevy Chase old. Everybody old. If they have to do something, just do that.
I'm pretty sure he would do it.
And they did actually do the Hotel Hell short film. Did you guys see that?
No.
It was fantastic. But it was a short film, and maybe that's all that it can work as. Maybe just leave it alone, guys.
Oh my God, this is awful. What kind of world do we live in?
Well, let's find out with the next story. 4D theaters. South Korea apparently has 4D theaters.
Yeah, we've known about when Avatar came out. It was a
Right, they
big
did like the
thing.
D-Box deal, right.
Yeah, it's like they have misters and like
And the seats move and stuff.
It's like
Oh,
a
that.
theme park.
It's like a
ride.
theme park ride, and we'll get to that in a second. But apparently, South Korea has theaters in South Korea for whatever reason. Big movie market there, I guess.
Obviously
right?
not North Korea.
But apparently, they're bringing them stateside. They're bringing them to the U.S. to go to
Oh,
U.S.
boy,
event.
I
That's
can't
where
wait.
we're from.
I can't wait to pay $30 for a ticket.
Try like $40.
Oh my God! Is it really
Even better. Well, somebody said it's like double a 3D ticket price, which is like 18 something dollars.
God,
yeah.
that is not worth a movie.
So, well, figure it's not a movie though. Like you said, it's a freaking theme park ride.
yeah, but it's like that's gonna get boring after a
Well,
while.
but let's say that makes it not even a movie anymore. This is not a 4D movie theater. This is a theme park ride.
This is bad. Guys.
I literally feel like right now with this whole episode where we're at that the walls are crumbling in
Yeah,
on
this
us.
is like-
Do you just feel like the room is getting dark? Like,
I haven't
Does anybody
smiled.
feel that?
I have not smiled once.
I bet. Wait a minute. I bet if we go back, you did smile at some point. In fact, you're smiling right now.
Because I'm with you guys.
Oh, pal.
This is like the beginning of the end.
It really is. This really feels like a Doomsday episode, but maybe we will have made up for it with our Sunday Comic-Con coverage. Maybe, because that's technically a part of this episode, so maybe it'll make up for
We
all this
also
bad
have a
news.
bunch of wonderful video game news.
That's true. We have some interesting video game news, which we'll get to, but let's just finish up the movie news with the movie/video game news.
Okay.
First things first, let's say this at the same time since we're movie and video game.
Okay.
There's a God of War movie coming
in the
out.
works.
Written
Written
by
by
the writers
of
who wrote Saw. Oh
but
my
not the good
God,
ones.
we're saying the same. That didn't
It's
work.
hard.
So basically, the writers of Saw are apparently writing the God of War movie, and we're not talking the good writers of
No,
Saw.
not just the number one.
We're talking about 4 through 7 writers of Saw.
So like this movie is like doomed off the bat.
Pretty
right?
much. And
So-
this is what are their names again? Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan. I try to forget them. I try to put them out of my mind.
I don't care what any gamer says, but God of War is another thing. I think it's got to be a video game.
I don't even play it, and
It's
just
a
from what
guy
I've
with-
seen, it seems to just work as a video game.
Yeah, it's a guy with giant sword. Like you vicariously fight as like big guy, and like
I feel like it would be frustrating to watch a movie because you can't control it.
Yeah, it's like what?
Isn't that like the fun?
I feel like it's going to turn into like how Resident Evil the movies are. It's going to be like that, like Clash of the Titans.
The name,
But it's
yeah,
like
but
we
just a
don't-
crazy different
Yeah.
story,
We
yeah.
don't need it though. It's
Well,
like-
absolutely not. But I've got really bad news for you. This is where the Pacific Rim news comes back. I did not know this, but
man.
Pacific Rim was written by those writers.
Oh yeah.
No.
Whoops.
What?
Jokes.
I kind of had a little hope in it because like it sounded so.
It's Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is really like bizarre, and like I think this could be like cool because of.
But
Del
then
Toro. And
you
it's
just see, like, you open the door to the writer's room,
And
and,
it's just
and this
like-
is what you see.
no.
Very upsetting news, very upsetting news. But let's move on to we'll see what you think of it, but I don't know how excited you are. But let's let Jake explain first potentially good news. Go on.
Okay.
Or don't. Apparently there's an Assassin's Creed movie in
I'll
the
do
works.
An Assassin's Creed movie is in the very first steps of being in the works.
Hold on, let him
All
explain.
right, I'm letting him explain.
Now, it was picked up to be produced by Michael Fassbender, who apparently is a baller with a bunch of money.
Yeah,
now, I don't
right?
know.
Jesus.
And he's also going to be set to be starring in the movie.
Will it be the main guy?
Yes.
Okay.
They actually
I don't play
said
this, so
it was the main guy, and they haven't. And this is with Ubisoft. They're like this. Ubisoft is the company that
with who? They're like this with
the
movie studio. You
yeah,
mean? Oh, okay. So they're working closely.
Now they're looking for some. They're shopping around for
It's not like Resident Evil was like, we like that name. Can we just use the name? Like, it's
Yeah,
actually going to
no,
be a
We're gonna
real
have a
thing.
girl run down a building.
Ubisoft is playing their cards really close to the chest. They're going to find a writer and a director before they move forward with it. And
Ubisoft is?
yeah.
Wow.
And
Okay.
they're going to be doing a lot of the special effects in house. Ubisoft, so they're going to have like game
video
programmer
game
nerds
graphics?
making video
What?
game.
That's kind of
making
interesting.
graphics.
All right, we'll get to you in a second. If nothing else, I'll just say real quick because I have not much to say about it because I don't know the game. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see what happens with that. Now, let's let the horse out of the pen.
This is such a bad idea. It's like
Why?
I'm not. I didn't like Assassin's Creed, but I'm not saying it's a bad game. I
Right.
just
No,
didn't
no.
like the controls.
Right, we've talked about it, yeah.
So like, just get that clear with everybody. I thought it was a good game. I didn't like it. It's a video game, though. It's like you assassinate people. What's going to happen in the movie? They're going to assassinate people? It's like, what fun. It's like,
Yeah.
I could just play the game. It's
I can
like,
see that. Okay.
It's like, why make an Assassin's Creed movie? Like, what can they bring to the table in a movie?
But the same people probably said that about like Spider-Man and Iron Man. Like,
No,
he just punches
no, it's
people
like-
in the face.
that's
What's
different,
the
though,
difference?
because that
Because
doesn't exist in like a moving format in a similar
Creed,
way.
Assassin's
Right.
Creed is basically like an interactive movie in some aspect.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that should help it along.
But then, I can see that. Like, what's the point then if it already
Yeah.
exists? Is that the problem is that old video game adaptations they worked. Well, they worked, but they had the potential to work only because it was going from like little pixels to real people. But now the graphics are so good that it's like you're watching a movie.
It's like there's no point anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, a Resident Evil movie. That's kind of cool. That was the last video game movie where I was like, oh,
The potential
yeah.
was there, right?
Yeah, but
and
it's
look how
like-
that turned out.
Yeah,
So
it's, but like now every
Yeah.
video game is so realistic. It's like they're already kind of like movies.
I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
But apparently these games are great, so I can understand why people are excited.
I'm skeptical because I've been burned every single time there's a video game.
Yeah, there has I think
Sorry.
that's another thing we can challenge everybody on, that there has never been ever
Careful.
been.
There might have been.
I think I'm gonna say this 100%. Never ever been a good video game movie ever.
Prince of Persia almost.
I
didn't see it, but I heard it was awful.
I have seen it. All right, I'll say them.
Silent Hill almost.
Here, I'll tell you what about Silent Hill. They had passion about it. They made it look
visually.
visually it was
Yeah.
good, but everything else it was like
The story, I remember the story was poo-poo.
the acting was poo poo. And now they got Silent Hill 3D Revelations.
That's going the Resident Evil
Well,
route.
I am skeptical like you, because. But the publisher, Ubisoft, who put out the game, Assassin's Creed is their baby.
Right.
And the fact that they're
Yeah.
playing it with their cards so close to the chest.
That's
I feel-
interesting.
I feel like they're not going to like mess it up.
It's
but
just gonna be like, why?
Yeah, why do we need it?
So you don't think
It's
it'll be
like-
bad, just pointless.
Just pointless.
Okay,
yeah.
that's
It's like,
that's fair. I could see both sides of this. So let us know what you think, of course.
Yeah, video games.
Yeah, and speaking of video games, let's move on to real video
Hey!
games. Hey!
All right.
Oh.
First, let's talk about Batman game rumors. The new rumor out on the street is that Rocksteady, the guys who made Batman and Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City, they're going to be doing another one.
well, I
Big
thought
surprise.
that Arkham City was their last one.
Who knows?
Oh.
But
I don't know anything about this, so.
it's apparently going to be set during the Silver Age of the Batman comics.
I like that.
Which
a
is-
little bit. Yeah.
Really? All right, good. Go on.
And, that's back when it was like corny old Batman, but it was when he did a lot of Justice League stuff, and they're saying that the game is going to be about when he first meets the Joker, which is cool because it'll come full circle.
That's interesting. It's like a
Right?
prequel almost.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, is it going to be like a prequel, or is it going to be like a full-on zany Silver Age kind of thing?
That's what I want to know.
I was thinking like a cartoony, kind of like driving the Batmobile, be like...
That's what'll be freaking brilliant if they do it. If they
That
make
would
it
be-
just like Arkham City, but now in the beginning and he meets the Joker. But
Egad, Batman, it's a Riddler.
if they did it like that, like cell shaded, right? And
Yeah.
like when you punch people, it like goes bow, poo, bow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
my God, that-
Jake, can
yeah.
you make this game?
I mean, so who knows what it'll be like? That's just a quick rumor. Who knows? But that could be cool.
Potential. Big potential.
Yeah.
Another quick one. We have two new. This is big news because we haven't heard about Grand Theft Auto 5 since.
When
the
is this supposed to be
fall.
coming out?
Who knows?
I guess forever for Neverland.
So it's not like the best news because we still have no release date or
Oh.
even a guesstimation. But we have two new screenshots. I like putting them.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
All right, they're cool, right? They look how huge that city is. Rockstar was like, we really are still working on this game, so we got to give them something.
Well, it's
But
like they had a full trailer. Like, how long ago did that trailer come out?
the fall,
Jeez.
October to be exact.
All right.
So now they actually said that they don't want to a trailer's not really coming soon. Nothing's
new
really
one.
coming soon
Okay.
because they don't want to give us anything yet that they're not like sure is going to.
They don't want to tease us. They don't want to trick us too
Yeah,
much. Okay,
exactly.
that's I guess that's good.
So it's going to come out soon, whenever.
Some point. Yeah.
Some point. I guess that's kind of bad news. I guess there is bad news in the video game land.
Well, can we pick it up? Is there anything else?
Yeah, let's pick it up. One of my favorite games ever, Metal Gear Solid 4, is getting an update. Which is weird because this game came out. Jake, this game came out like 5 years ago.
Who are you trying to intimidate?
Who was that?
That was
talking
dumb,
to you guys. Metal Gear Solid 4 is being updated. This is a big deal because it's giving a game trophies. Trophies are like achievements.
Right, okay.
That's
So,
it? Like,
It's giving a game that didn't have achievements.
Interesting.
And that's kind of cool, at least for fans of the series like myself.
It's like a software update that they're doing.
I mean,
Or is
like,
it a re-release?
I like
Oh.
that game. But
Now,
it's like,
they're also giving you the ability to install the entire game to your hard drive. Just cause. That's awesome.
how much is that going to take up on your hard drive?
You have a PS3. A PS3 has like infinity gigabytes. So,
I don't think that's true. But what's the point of doing that?
I don't know. It's cool.
Okay.
All right, Metal Gear.
So this isn't bad news. It's just
No.
nothing news, really, as
Yeah,
far as
it's
I'm
nothing.
concerned.
Hey, you know what?
It's like-
This is exciting for fans, and a lot of people are
All
like,
right.
Jake, Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm like, I know, guys. Let's talk about the big thing. This is kind of... We're going to be a little rough on this.
I think that is very deservingly be rough on it.
I don't
Yeah.
know what we're about to talk about,
But now
so
there's
explain it to me.
There's a mob mentality behind this, so
Uh-oh.
be careful.
All right, so
Okay.
explain this to me first.
Ouya has been
Hold
announced.
on, I got to get this.
Ouya. It was a Kickstarter, and it was launched for a console that you hook up to your TV.
Called Ouya?
Ouya.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. The Kickstarter was for $950,000, and it reached it in half a day, and now it's up to almost $4 million.
Okay.
So you might be thinking, like, why all the excitement? Like, why all the
Yeah,
the
I don't know
hype
what
around
this is. This is a...
Because it's like a huge scam. It's like...
Why? What is it?
I'm trying to figure it out myself. Like, it's great because
It's a video game console that plays iPhone games.
not
Like
yes,
Angry Birds.
not
like-
actually like specifically iPhone games,
like-
but people are gonna. It's gonna be like you have the free version that you put out, and then
It's
you
an
can buy
Android. It's powered by Android.
Yeah, it's going to be
Huh.
like Android-like games. It's based on an Android SDK.
And the whole thing about it is like it's going to be like independent developers. It's like they're
Yeah.
trying to find the roots of the old video game days where anybody with a development kit can just release a game.
So, okay,
Yeah.
so it's like
So it
the
could
way
be
people do mobile developing, but
Yeah.
it's going to be on
Yeah.
a system?
yeah, it's like
it's
it's just
gonna
going
be
to
on
be
TV.
like little tiny like arcade games. You know,
Okay.
like,
Basically.
which we already have this. Like the Xbox Live Arcade, the PlayStation Network, like little tiny like independent games. Just a whole console. For
Well,
it.
but it seems like people want it.
But
Yeah,
it's
but-
already on the Xbox and the PS3.
Then why are
Yeah.
people funding it?
I think people just like this whole like independent spirit that it's bringing out for indie games, but the thing is kind of dead in the
Yeah,
water.
in the video, it's like we challenge people, like hackers and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's like going to be like hackable and stuff like that.
It's like
but-
okay, people are gonna figure out a way to get everything for free. Then you idiots. It's like,
That's interesting.
I think people really jumped on it because it's fun. Because if you pledge into Kickstarter, it's basically like pre-ordering one. It's $100. That's a good
Right.
deal for this thing, even if it sucks.
guess.
but it's
But-
like if you have a smartphone, an Xbox 360, a PS3, you already have the means to play these
So now,
independent games.
what about if you don't have any of those things? Then I guess this is a good deal.
That yeah.
Is that where it comes from, maybe?
I guess.
I
Yeah.
guess. I think a lot of people were confused because, like, I think they're being promised like a system that can play like legit games, like just stream it right to their system.
Yeah.
But like it's Android powered.
And
It's
the
like,
thing, the
very
thing
weak.
itself
yeah, it's like yeah.
has about the capabilities of an iPad 3. You know, so it's got like decent graphics, I guess.
Odd.
Yeah.
But
Do
we
you
have
wanna
the iPad 3
Do you
already.
want to play it on your TV?
Yeah, that's weird.
No, it's
All right.
yeah, very
So
odd.
it's obviously successful, though.
Yeah, it's because when
Oh,
it
yeah.
comes out, obviously it's going to have a user base automatically.
Right.
But a lot of developers aren't behind it. They said that Minecraft was going to be on it. Notch, the creator of Minecraft, came out and he was like, "Wait, no." Literally on his Twitter.
All right.
And in terms of the distribution model, it's kind of dead in the water because GameStop or Amazon or no one's going to be pushing this thing out.
Right.
How is money going to actually be made from this thing? We still don't totally know.
I don't know.
How is it going to be profitable for developers, and how is it going to be beneficial for the consumer? Like,
I think these guys are just gonna just slip away.
Take
one
the money
day.
and leave.
How much money did you just get? You
almost
said?
4
4
million.
million?
Yeah.
So it's
And
like-
that's only just started?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
only been a
God.
couple days, like 2-3 days.
Jesus.
So we'll have to keep an eye on it just to see how far they get when it's done.
So, you know, hey, let us know if you guys are into it. I'm sure some of you
Yeah,
have,
did you
have
bought
bought
back it? Yeah, anybody
I,
back
don't know.
it?
I would want somebody to explain like why this is.
Yeah.
So there you go. Let us know. Let
I'm
us
not
know what your
gonna lie,
thoughts on it.
I did, but that's just because it's like my job, and I'm like, I should probably have one.
All right, I'll let you go. I'll let you go
Yeah.
off the hook on that
So-
one. Well, let us know in the comments what you think of this whole situation. That
Yeah.
is an interesting topic.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
And that's it for news this week. Phew, we made it through that.
Oh man,
Barely. We barely made it out alive.
I don't feel alive anymore.
I kind of feel
Like,
dead inside. Well, maybe the trailers will make it better. Let's talk about those.
Hopefully.
But first, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Our unsuspecting heroes are in for quite a rude awakening when they discuss the trailers. Welcome back to Pretty Much It. Now we are going to talk about the trailers that were released this week, and hopefully they're better to make
Oh,
up for all the
God,
bad news.
please.
But, of course, all the trailers are linked down in the info so you can check them out along with us. And the first trailer is actually for a movie that we talked about earlier, and the trailer was released while we were doing this episode,
fresh out of the oven.
Oz the Great and Powerful. Now, as this trailer started, I thought, okay, this actually looks kind of cool because it started off with, like, the square, and it was all black and white, and I was like, this looks kind of cool, and he throws the hat. I was, like, into it, and then it comes into, you know, full frame, and it shows,
Yeah.
like, basically Wonderland, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's actually Oz in Wonderland?
I did not think Oz to ever be like that.
Yeah, no.
This is 100% exactly what I saw coming.
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
is,
It's
it
gonna
is.
be Alice in Wonderland Part 2.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
like-
much. And it literally looks like that.
Yeah.
The thing is, in all these movie trailers, it's like they pan over to show a world, and it's like, who's impressed by this anymore?
It's a cartoon.
Right, it's like, look what we're able to do. We
Yeah.
know you can do this.
man.
We're more excited to see performances,
or actual
characters,
sets.
story.
Like-
Yeah, right, or actual sets, of course. This just, it literally went for me, because you guys were like laughing at it a little bit when he
Yeah.
saw the tornado, and I was like, no, this is kind of cool.
Like,
And then...
oh, I'm going into a tornado.
And it was just poops. So, yeah. This looks like just your same cookie cutter crap.
Yep, and James Franco plays himself.
Yeah.
And Mila Kunis is just some girl.
She comes out of the woods and she's like, "You're Oz." And it's like, I just don't care. I don't care about you.
Look at my green screen! And then after the credits...
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Yeah, at the end of the trailer, it goes...
man.
"Whoosh, ah," and I'm like, we were just silent. And I was like, the witch, you gotta be kidding me.
Like it's supposed to be serious.
Like, the witch is like an animal.
Like, oh, the
I don't
wicked
know.
witch.
I prefer the other story with the witch being misunderstood from Wicked, so
Oh,
I don't know how
man.
I'm gonna feel about any of this. Moving on, we've got some actually small movie trailers that came out. I feel like none of the movies we're about to talk about are going
No.
to be big movies, but they're really the only trailers released this week.
Continue with the mediocrity.
Well, starting off with Hello, I Must Be Going.
We know this guy. Your family would go crazy over him.
Fish. It's one of those top 10 foods. Almonds, spinach, yogurt.
Now, I saw this movie at Sundance. I know I say that
you
constantly.
fancy you.
I say that all the time, and I'm starting to really feel like I should just not say it because I feel like a douchebag. But this movie is pretty much what the trailer shows. That's all I can confirm. That's the good thing. If I can see them, all I can tell you guys is that the trailer is good for what the movie is. And I'm sure you're not interested.
No.
I'm sure you're just whatever on it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. Next up is a movie that is very different and odd called The Loneliest Planet.
Usually I hate trailers that show too much. Like,
Right,
we-
of course.
we've discussed
Right,
this.
right.
And I like trailers that show just a little bit.
So you must have loved this because it showed absolutely nothing.
No, because
Oh.
it didn't just show a little bit, it showed nothing.
Right.
Like, it showed that things happen in the movie.
That people are in it.
Yeah, people.
good quotes.
People talk to each other, and things happen in a circumstance of something.
Right.
I have no idea what this movie's
Yeah,
about. It's like
I-
I don't want to. I'm not going to go see a movie that I have
Yeah.
no idea where it's.
I
going.
do
It's like-
appreciate, and I'm sure you do appreciate as well, that they show nothing. But is this a sci-fi movie? Are there
Yeah, it's-
aliens and monsters? Is this a movie where they're going to be killing each other? Is this some sort of ghost movie? Like, we don't know what
Give me
this is.
something.
It's not like going into a movie blind, because usually when you go into a movie blind by the title, maybe the poster, you know what you're in for.
But check out this trailer and tell us if you can make heads or tails of it. I'm interested. Honestly, I'm interested to see more. That's what I'll say.
I need a synopsis.
Okay, so we'll see about that. Next trailer is for a movie called Craigslist Joe.
With no money, no contact with anyone I know. I'm going to live entirely off Craigslist.
And just seeing if I could, A, survive. Like if I could literally eat, find shelter, find showers.
At first I thought this movie looked like, oh, this is kind of cute, and then it got a little bit interesting, but then by the end of it I was like, this guy seems like a little full of himself.
Yeah, but like I couldn't finish the trailer. It's like it's so blatant that this guy just wanted to make a documentary. It's like, oh, I'm going to do something that's like it's going to be so profound.
It started to turn into like look how profound I am.
Yeah, it's like
it didn't feel very natural.
It feels so snotty.
It does feel like it could be fun to watch and kind of funny and quirky and like, oh, haha, look at all this funny stuff that happens. But
yeah, but it's like, why do I care?
Right?
It's
why
like,
is this being made? It's like he literally just was like, what's something interesting I can do?
It's kind of like with a documentary like Super Size Me. Like it had a point to it. It's
right.
like he was gonna eat McDonald's.
What's the point of this?
It's like I'm just gonna live off of Craigslist. It's like what's your point?
What do I care?
It started off with this whole deep like the opening lines were like, oh, people live their lives on the internet and they lose the point.
He's like, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna live my life on the internet.
Yeah. I'm gonna get by with the internet.
I don't know. It's very odd.
Yeah, like I said, I couldn't finish the trailer.
Okay, it's true. I watched it with him and he couldn't finish it.
I was like, nope.
And we also have a trailer for what the hell's it called? Goats.
I've come to retrieve my son's bicycle. I believe you assaulted him and
This trailer itself, I don't know about the movie, I'll tell you one thing I think about it, but the trailer itself is like the stereotypical indie trailer.
Yeah,
it's got the music, it's got that skinny font
like
that reminds me of when I was little and I would read those puzzles where you had to tilt the page to read it because it had the skinny font.
I literally hate this genre so much.
But not even the movies, but the trailers. Like, because you don't even know what the movie's like.
Look how indie we are. It's like, oh, I'm gonna strangle you.
I will say about the movie, though, is there was like one part of it where I was like, wow, the tone of this makes me want to snuggle up in a blanket and just smile. I don't know why, but there was one part of it that made me interested in watching it, so that's all I can say. I'm just being honest here. Otherwise, yes, it looks like the indie movie, the movie.
I don't know what the humor is trying to be. It looks goofy, but like...
Looks like David Duchovny's trying too hard, almost. I don't know, it's very bizarre. Very strange. Once again, a lot of strange stuff this week. This is alternate, weird week. It's almost like today's unlucky or something, but I don't think that's not true.
No, there's you should just stop thinking about that right now.
Okay, all right, yeah. And we also had new trailers for movies that we've already seen trailers for. We've got Rise of the Guardians, which took it down a notch for me. Let's not get into it too much, but it took it down a notch.
It took me up a notch.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, let's not talk about it for your sake. Yeah. We also have a new trailer for Cosmopolis, which I think still looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Lawless, which looks the same as it did. Gangster Squad looks the same as it did. Planet of Snail...
Gross.
I don't know. Not really interested in this. And what is it called? The Dinosaur Project.
Wait, that's what it's called?
Yeah. Why are we talking about this?
Watch that trailer, trust me. And those are all the trailers released this week so far. Once again, this is Comic-Con weekend, and we will be doing a Comic-Con wrap-up video on Sunday. So, hopefully we'll have more good news to say in that one.
We'll be much happier, we
hopefully,
promise.
We'll see. You making a promise?
I'm making a promise.
All right.
I come smile.
Well, I'm putting all of my trust into you, Jake.
Yeah. So let's move on to the poll. Last week's poll question was, what Spider-Man villain would you like to see in the sequel? Not who do you think it's going to be, but who would you like to see?
And you know what? It's like, this was so obvious.
Yeah, I guess this was pretty obvious. The winner by a landslide, literally almost double what the second place is, 500 votes, Venom, but better, obviously.
It's like, guys, it's like Venom looks cool.
Yeah.
He's not that deep of a character.
No, well, what they're doing with the character himself now is cool, but it would be hard to work into a movie, so it's kind of odd.
I think everybody's kind of wrapped up with the, oh, Venom's so cool.
And I think a lot of people actually are like, I heard from my comic book friend that Venom is cool. I think it's a lot of that, too. But, I mean, not that I wouldn't want to see Venom done well, but, we're just saying that's like the obvious choice.
Yeah.
And the most obvious second choice... Carnage.
Yeah, God, this is the same exact stuff.
Same type of thing. Yeah. That's about 260 votes.
He's even less of a character than Venom.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he looks really cool, but it's like...
Now, third place, though, I can get behind Mysterio.
That would, if that
I would
works,
love to see this. I just don't think they ever would. I think people misunderstood. Yeah. I would love to see this. I don't think they ever would.
Like this was Stan Lee's original plan, was to do Mysterio, but they were like, nope, no, you gotta do Venom and the Sandman. It's like,
So, unfortunately, I think we're more likely to see a Green Goblin, whether in the next one or the third one.
Yeah.
It's going to be, don't get too excited, guys, in that sense. But I would love to see Mysterio. And fun fact, it's Mark Webb's favorite villain. So.
Well, I don't give a damn about what Mark Webb thinks
I don't think he's going to be working on him anymore, so that doesn't matter. So that was last week's poll. The new poll question is, Of the remaining Justice League heroes, of course excluding Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern, who would you actually like to see a specific movie about? You know, I don't know who would make for a great movie, but let us know what you think. Click the link down in the info to go to our Facebook page and vote in the poll that we've got set up over there, and we will let you guys know who's the number 1, number 2, and number 3, or I guess there's really not that many, we might as well say all of them, in next week's episode of Pretty Much It. And finally, the giveaway winner this week is Ben Williams. Congratulations, Ben. Thank you very much for entering. If you don't know, we do a show on Monday called Recommendation Monday, which is awesome now, by the way. If you haven't seen it in a while, totally different. It's awesome. But we do announce giveaways, and this week's giveaway, you want to grab it right there, actually, Jake, please? Right off the camera?
Grab it.
Right over there. Sitting right over there, Jake. Sitting right there. We have a signed issue of Batman number 10 from Scott Snyder. He actually signed it, and he wrote, and that's pretty much it. What a guy. So, congratulations, Ben. You won this. I'm going to mail it to you right now. And that's it for this week's episode of Pretty Much It. Not a good episode.
No.
It was good in the sense that I had fun talking about everything, but...
I just feel emotionally drained.
I really feel drained. I'm really hungry. I'm actually shaking legitimately.
Stop.
We need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we're going to die if we stay here much longer.
Let's just go. Let's
go.
not even wrap it up.
Let's go. Let's just get out of here.
Someone's got to say it, though.
Get out, Jake!
All right.
Will our 3 heroes find better news waiting for them at the end of this weekend thanks to the Comic-Con? Or will they be forever trapped in a world full of remakes, reboots, and South Korean 4D cinema technology? Only time will tell, and that's pretty much it.